It's really common when people start to get into herbal medicine to approach it like Western medicine, where you use a pill for an ailment or a particular herb for an ailment and call it a day. But that approach doesn't fully tap into the power of plant medicine and what herbal care has to offer. Herbalism offers so many ways to support your body and improve your overall wellness, not only through changing the way that you approach your wellness and taking care of the body, but also through a daily practice that I like to call nutritive herbalism. Welcome back to Herbs and Ease. My name is Kristen. I'm an herbalist, a therapeutic body worker, and a wellness educator, and I'm here to help you feel better in your body. And one of my favorite ways to help you do that is by helping you incorporate plant medicine into your daily life. So nutritive herbalism is a type of herbal medicine that emphasizes the use of herbs that are rich in nutrients to promote health and well-being. And the practice of nutritive herbalism involves using herbs as a source of vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, and other important micronutrients to support the body's natural functions. Now, as a practice, nutritive herbalism does emphasize the importance of a healthy diet and lifestyle and drinking really specific nourishing herbs every day. It is a foundational wellness practice in herbalism and is absolutely where you should start if you are thinking about bringing plant medicine into your life, not just as direct aid and as an allopathic wellness practice, but also as a way of tending to your body and supporting your long-term wellness outcomes. So this practice of drinking what we call nutritive tonics is basically like eating a salad every day. It doesn't supply the macronutrients like carbs and proteins and fats, but it will supply a lot of plant phytochemicals and micronutrients that will make a difference in your long-term wellness. So nutritive tonics are a category of herbs used in Western herbalism that provide long-term support for the body by nourishing and toning organs and systems. They're taken over a long period of time to provide long-lasting benefits, and they're usually really high in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, all of those micronutrients that we want to put into the body to help our body feel really good. Plus, as the term tonic suggests, they're usually safe for everyday use and long-term use. And to get the best bang for your buck with these herbs and really get that nourishing quality that they have, where we are getting all these nice phytochemicals, these medicinal compounds, and vitamins and minerals and antioxidants, these herbs need to be drunk as a tea. So my standard suggestion for an herbal infusion is to usually add about 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried herbs per cup of water, and then brewing that for about 20 to 60 minutes. But with nutritive herbs, like the ones that I'm going to share with you today, you want to brew these for a minimum of 1 hour. Ideally, for most of them, like 4 to 8 hours, or even overnight, which is what I call the overnight method. So not all herbs in general make great overnight or long infusion herbs, but these herbs do. They don't really have any compounds that will make them unpalatable when they are brewed really strong. Although if you do use a long brew or an overnight method and you find the herbs a little bit too strong to drink or just not that good, you can always play around with brew time and strength. Of course, feel free to adapt the practice for you and your needs and your lifestyle. But regardless, a really nice practice is to brew your infusion before you go to bed at night and then strain it and drink it the following morning or throughout the week, depending on how much you brew. So we will get into a few suggested preparations at the end of this episode, so make sure that you stick around. But for now, let's just meet these herbs. And just as a note, for a full monograph on these herbs, basically to get all the information and more that you could ever want on these herbs, be sure to check out my free herbalism course, The Seeds of Wellness, where I cover over 20 different herbs, how to use them, their nuances, and how to make syrups and tinctures and decoctions and so much more. And for the purposes of time and in an effort not to completely overstuff your mind and overwhelm you, we are just going to cover the basics of these herbs. All right, first up is nettle. So nettle, also called stinging nettle, has a pretty high mineral content. It has a lot of calcium and magnesium and iron and silica. It also has the vitamins A, C, and K, and it is often used for allergies and other respiratory issues. I do want to make a note though that if you have those issues, you really want to use nettle as an alcoholic tincture rather than a tea, because the antihistamine properties of nettle come out best in alcohol. As a tea though, nettle is really known as a phenomenal energy builder. It has an affinity for the kidneys and the adrenal glands, and it helps to regulate the body's energy and stress levels. It does decrease joint inflammation, especially for gout, because it helps to remove uric acid from the joints. So it does make a really great addition if you're having a lot of joint pain. Our next herb is raspberry leaf, also known as red raspberry leaf. And red raspberry leaf is a pretty solid source of vitamins A, B, C, and E, and minerals like calcium and magnesium and potassium and iron. It's particularly known for its supportive properties for the menstrual system and for menstrual health. It does help to tone the uterus, particularly because of a compound called fragrine. It can help regulate menstrual cycles. It can reduce menstrual cramps. It can help to ease PMS symptoms. And in general, it's said to prepare the uterus for childbirth by toning the actual organ. It's also said to have a toning effect on other reproductive organs as well. And according to Deb Sewell, it is spiritually and emotionally a valuable herb for when we are recovering from losses that are associated with the womb, like the loss of a lover or a partner or a mother or grandmother or a child. I will make a note that red raspberry does have some astringent properties, which is probably one of the reasons that it helps to tone the uterus, but those astringent properties also can make it a little bit more of an unpleasant tea if you are averse to astringent sensations. So I personally don't really like to have this tea as an overnight infusion. That's a little bit too long for me. So I prefer about a 1 hour brew, but I highly suggest that you play around with brew time if you are considering bringing this herb into your own life so that you can get to know your personal preferences. Our next herb is mullein, which is probably best known for its benefits for respiratory health. It's a natural expectorant, meaning it helps to clear mucus from the lungs and airways, and it can soothe coughs and bronchitis and other respiratory issues. Now, I love using mullein in my formulas for chronic coughs or compromised respiratory systems because it offers a lot of clarity to the lungs. And if you don't really understand what I mean by clarity to the lungs, you should drink mullein for a couple of days and you are just going to notice that it helps to tone lung tissues and it can make breathing a lot clearer and a lot easier. But if you notice that it is too clarifying to the lungs or even noticing a sensation of dryness, you can always add some marshmallow root to your long infusion, and marshmallow is going to help soften its effects. That's another herb that doesn't have any tannins or bitter properties, and it's also pretty nutritive, so you can brew that for a really long time. So if any of these herbs feel like they're too drying for whatever reason, add a little bit of marshmallow root and that will clear that drying sensation right up. Now our next herb is linden. Linden is one of my favorite herbs because not only is it a beneficial herb for the physical heart and the cardiovascular system, but also for the emotional heart. Now it is shown to lower blood pressure pretty significantly and to improve circulation, and it makes it a great choice for people who are looking to improve cardiovascular health. It is also a nervine, which means that it can help to reduce symptoms of stress and anxiety, and it has anti-inflammatory benefits. It can support support respiratory health and even aid in healthy digestion. And I love it because it relaxes the muscular system and the muscles of the body, not just our neck and shoulder tension, but the tension that we carry around the rest of our body, and as well as like the smooth muscles and veins and arteries of the body. So we digest our food better and we have better circulatory system health. It also is going to really help to remove the layer of tension in our body that sort of prevents us from falling asleep really easily at night because we're so stressed. It's like peeling an onion back so that we can get to the heart of the matter of what is wrong in our lives so that we can just feel really close to ourselves and to others. So that's one of my favorite herbs for connecting to other people, connecting to myself. It's really great to drink before a journaling session or before therapy and just to incorporate it into your everyday life, especially if you have cardiovascular ailments. Our next herb is oat straw, Avena sativa. So oat straw has a lot of vitamins and minerals like calcium and magnesium and iron, as well as vitamins like A, B, C, and E. And it's best known for its nervous system support, helping to reduce stress and anxiety and to promote like relaxation and well-being. It has a pretty gentle sedative effect on the nervous system, making it a really, really good choice for people who are struggling with things like anxiety and stress and poor sleep. Now, if you want to feel less anxious and less stressed and less tense, absolutely drink oat straw. It's really potent and powerful for people when they are overworked, when they're feeling really burnt out and feeling like their nervous system is just absolutely frazzled, and just like blown out. And it can really help to soften a lot of tension in the body and in the mind, just making it easier to navigate that healing process. So our next herb is Cleavers, and Cleavers is a nourishing tonic that has a really significant affinity for the lymphatic system. So it's considered a detox herb because it can help to stimulate lymphatic flow and reduce swelling in the lymph nodes all over the body. So Cleavers is classified as an alternative herb, meaning that it gradually restores the body to a state of health and balance by specifically supporting some aspect of natural detoxification and elimination processes. So with all of these herbs, they work best as a daily tea, and the best place to start is by drinking 4 cups per day or 1 large mason jar. So what you're going to do is add 4 to 8 teaspoons of herb into your jar. You're going to cover it with boiling water and then steep for however long you're going to steep it for. Remember that you have options. You can try and do at least 60 minutes or up to 4 to 8 hours or even overnight. And then when you're done steeping, you'll strain it, pop a lid on it, and carry it with you throughout your day. I like to make a big batch every few days, but you can also make a batch on Sunday to save time during the week. Store it in the fridge. You can store it in the freezer. You can make a big jar the night before and then strain it in the morning and carry that with you throughout the day or drink it as a morning beverage. You can use the tea as a base for other drinks like smoothies and iced tea or cocktails. And then, of course, just carrying it with you if you're on the go. You can just store your infusion in a jar or a reusable water bottle, which is another really common practice among herbalists. Now that you know about all of these different herbs, you know how to make it, you know how to bring it into your daily life. How do we choose which herb we should use? The truth is you can actually drink all of these herbs if you want to. Some herbalists will actually switch up their nourishing tonic every few days and cycle through all the herbs, but I suggest that you pick one herb that really resonates with you and your health concerns and start there so that you can get a really good idea of how this herb fits into your life. Very likely, one of these herbs sparked some sort of interest for you. And if so, I find that to be really valuable somatic information and really telling to which herb your body might really want. Herbalism offers us this opportunity to get out of our heads and into our body, and it creates a little bit better of a bridge of communication between our mind and our physical body. So whichever herb created this physical sense of inspiration, go with that, right? Trust your body. It's one of the benefits of herbalisms. We get to know our body on a more intimate level, and we give it a voice in how we actually navigate wellness rather than what we think we should be doing. We also pay attention to what our body is asking of us. If you need a little bit more support and guidance though, here's my suggestion. If you feel like you are suffering from fatigue and lethargy and you need more energy, or if you're sweating a lot and you don't want to be using things like Gatorade or electrolytes to put those minerals back into your body, choose Nettle. If you've been overwhelmed and stressed and anxious and frazzled, choose oat straw. If you are feeling like you are suffering from chronic coughing and lung issues, choose Mullein. If you are stressed and you have high blood pressure and a lot of muscular tension, choose Linden. If you have lymphatic congestion and you feel puffy and inflamed all the time and like you need to do some gestures of detoxification, pick Cleavers. And then if you are working on fertility and improving your menstrual cycles, if you're pregnant or if you're nursing or you just want to connect to like feminine energy and womb energy, pick red raspberry leaf. All of these herbs are considered safe and nutritive and first-degree remedies, meaning that for most people, they are as safe as eating a big salad every single day. But of course, with any herb or supplement that you plan to incorporate into your life, be sure to do a little cursory Google search between the herb and any medications that you are on or conditions that you have to make sure that there are no contraindications or interactions. And then of course, if you try one of these herbs, let me know how you like it. I always want to hear from you. And remember that these herbs are best drunk as a tea every day. Try to drink 4 cups per day. And if you need to add a little bit of milk and honey or accoutrement of your choice, go for it, because herbs do not work if you don't take them. And I want it to be as pleasurable as possible for you so that you can get these herbs and these plant medicines into your body, because that is where they will make the most difference. Okay. That's it for me today. Please make sure that you subscribe and like this episode. And until next time, go drink your tea. 4 cups per day, every day, please. Okay. I love you. Bye.